let's talk about the Boderry Admiral. This watch is quite impressive on many regards, from its quite unusual looks to its materials. And you know, Boderry, this is of course a watch that is made out of titanium. It is quite surprising because it is quite a large watch with a non-tapering bracelet, and yet when you get it on hand you expect a much heavier watch, but because of that titanium you end up with something that is surprisingly light and wearable on the wrist. Price-wise, this costs $169. Let's go to the specifications first. You're with a case of only 40 millimeters in diameter, with a height of only 12.5. I saw on the website they said 13. Well, that is not true. 12.5 that I measure. The log-to-log is 49 millimeters. A little bit large, but you know these Boderrys tend to have a pretty large log-to-log. But you've got male end links, but those male end links do curve a lot downwards, as you can see. Pretty cool. As I mentioned before, the bracelet does not taper, so it's a 20/20. Because of the snowflake indices, this does remind you a bit of the Pelagos, and of course because of the titanium construction, but the hands are something quite different. As you can see, you've got that large, very large arrow hand on the hour, that GMT hand of course, and that snowflake hand on the seconds. I would not call this a homage of pretty much anything. You've got the crown at 4. The crown is threaded, of course, and the interesting thing here, this being a full titanium watch, is that threading is pretty good, pretty easy, pretty confident. This sometimes is something tricky with titanium watches. This watch doesn't make any faux pas as well regarding the 24-hour bezel. It is, first of all, bidirectional, and second of all, it is really nice to turn. This is the weakest point of affordable and even mid-level titanium watches, that the turning bezel is usually so-so, but here it is very good, very secure. The dial is nothing special, it is a matte black. The interest is not here. We've spoken about the indices and hands. You only have a Boderry written on top, no logo. GMT in red, as to match with the bottom part of the bezel, and that GMT hand, of course. A date window at 4. Boderry likes to do this. It's okay, some people don't like it. I don't mind, actually. The bezel is aluminium. Do know that. You do not get ceramic here at this price point. Aluminium is just fine. When you flip the watch, you get a little bit of specs. You get a full case back with a pretty nice star in there, some specifications, not many. The bracelet, the Jubilee style bracelet, is made of 5 independent links, which is very cool. They're held together by pins, so do know that, but it is very well made. All the links are solid, even the end links, and so is the clasp. The clasp is signed Boderry, of course, and you've got this double security. However, know that this scissor part of the clasp is stainless steel. All the rest, including the bracelet, is made out of titanium. Positives and negatives. First of all, positive, of course, that using great quantities of titanium. Positive number 2, that finish as well. As you might have heard, titanium is not a metal that is easy to work. However, here at this price point, on the bracelet you've got middle links that are polished, and all the rest is brushed, of course, but the middle links are polished. Very nice workmanship. Number 3, you've got the tactile feeling of this watch. As I said before, this is where many titanium watches get it wrong and they just get awful turning bezels. Even Boderry has done this before, but here everything is smooth, everything is nice, every turning part is just done right, and that is wonderful. Number 3, the loom is C3 Super Luminova, lots of it on the loomed bezel insert as well, and that is just wonderful, really amazing, and it does last quite a long time. Negatives, of course, every watch has negatives. First of all, the design might not speak to many people, be it that it's heavily inspired on some more expensive watches, and I don't know if the whole thing works together. I am not completely certain that these will be a crowd pleaser like the previous watches have been. I don't know that it's going to be something that's a bestseller, that is as much of a bestseller. Also, let's be nitpicking the fact that you've got an aluminium bezel insert. Well, they could have gone for ceramic, but that would have taken the price up. Alright, thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Goodbye.